This month is Women's History Month, and March is also the month in which International Women's Day happens. There have been some debates recently about whether centering women or centering people of color in history is an ideological project. But certainly people in my field would argue that to understand our past and to understand our stories, we need to understand women's lives and women's lives in relation to men's lives. We need to understand the lives of people of color. We need to understand the lives of working class people as well as wealthy people, right? That history needs to be inclusive. So women's history was a response to a history that had not been inclusive. Every year we have a Women, Gender, and Sexuality Studies student conference, which is organized by students, and it features students in panels presenting work that they've done in classes that has something to do with women, gender, and sexuality studies. We organize it like a formal professional conference. They present their work on a panel, so 3 or 4 students on a panel, and then a faculty member is there to provide comment and questions, and then there's an open discussion of audience members in each panel. Feminism is come and gone in terms of its popularity among students, but right now I would say that feminism and social justice issues and LGBTQ rights issues are quite important to many students. I've found that my classes are full and we have very vibrant conversations about these issues, and students have a lot of passion about it. It is interesting to watch them because in some ways it feels like we're revisiting a lot of the same questions that have come up again and again over the decades, for instance, reproductive rights. But they also have some new ways of looking at sexuality and sexual identity that is really exciting. A lot of students now identify as non-binary in terms of their gender and are very sensitive to trans rights issues. And of course, these are political hot button issues too, right? These are big debates in the nation. I mean, for instance, if you study women's history, you know that in the early 20th century in the United States, there was a vibrant feminist movement. And there were men and women who were very interested in sexual liberation, right? And living this was radical, right? These were radical ideas, but they were ideas that existed. I think one of the values of studying history is understanding that some of these ideas are not brand new, right? They've been around for quite a while. And actually that is, I think, super beneficial for the students because they sometimes think they're the first people who've thought about these ideas, right? I mean, every generation thinks they're the first people to have thought of it. So that makes women's history even more valuable.